Good evening, everyone. You join us for this T20 match between the
The home side getting first pick. They'll have a bat.
Sharma has the ball in hand and will get us underway. Hopefully there'll be some swing and bounce with this new ball early on.
Yes.
Nicely played. Perfect timing.
He was just a little bit too full and it was beautifully timed.
A little short on that occasion. Needs to adjust the length slightly to be just a little fuller. Too short on this pitch, and as we've seen already, it makes it very easy to score.
Just a little bit of room given. The power was immense. That has flown over the boundary.
Salt is really starting to get on top of this bowling. May need a few changes to halt this momentum. Right off the middle of the bat.
Off the front foot, hit it with all the power and elegance of a batter right at the top of their game.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot.
Yep.
Couldn't get it through the field. Could that be out? Looks so.
Back to the sheds, but a good contribution to the team today. It's been a nice knock.
It's a long way to walk out here just to walk straight back. They'll just want to get this first one behind them and then push on. Drives and misses everything.
Misses out there on the short and wide one.
A wonderful delivery to get the edge. You've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again.
Yep.
Drives it into the covers. Fielders no chance.
Always backing the ball there. Drives the ball away nicely and picked the gap at cover very well.
20 runs added there. The Royal Challengers are 20 for 1. The right-arm pace bowler is coming into the attack from the north end.
Yep.
Gone!
Oh, yeah!
Not a great shot to start the over.
It's the sort of dismissal that sees the momentum swing back to the bowler. Gone, but not for many.
And with that wicket, the new batter will mark their guard. They just need to rotate the strike early on as they get settled.
A well-directed short ball sways out of the way.
Catch.
Couldn't have hit that any better.
The fielder could only pick that up off the boundary rope. Punched that away through the covers with exquisite timing.
Good bit of timing there.
That was a massive shot, middled, and it flew over the boundary. Brilliant stuff.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms. Misses everything.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
No shot offered.
Yep.
End of the over, 10 off it. The Royal Challengers are 30 for 2. Sharma from the south end. Nicely played.
That's what you pay the entrance money for. It's flown into the crowd. A brilliant shot off the front foot. No need to move.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
That's just a textbook 6. Timed well, under the ball, and it flew to the boundary. Awesome power.
Yep.
Great shot through the gap. Perfect timing.
That was a brilliant boundary. Really well timed and now starting to get the runs ticking over.
That last ball isn't something you'd want to see a repeat of. You don't want to be giving easy runs away. Nice shot.
Great shot for 6. Moving along nicely and starting to really build this innings.
Just need to keep it simple. Line and length, around about off stump, and that'll force the mistake. Got all of it, and for 6.
Lovely shot. Gets on the drive and just powers that one over the boundary. Wonderful timing.
A boundary off the last ball. Is it a sign they're trying to push the run rate?
That's it.
Immaculate timing there.
What a great shot that was. Onto the front foot really quickly. No stopping that one.
End of a high-scoring over. Beautiful batting. After hitting the boundary that many times, confidence is high out in the middle.
Yep.
It mightn't get to the boundary, should at least get a couple.
Ballers.
A couple on offer here.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Beaten on the drive.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
That's gone all the way, right out of the middle.
And that brings up the 50 partnership for these.
That's the 50 partnership between these two, gaining some momentum nicely for the team.
Huge shot. That's a massive shot. Just incredible.
That's what you pay the entrance money for. It's flown into the crowd. A brilliant shot off the front foot. No need to move.
Catch.
That's a long way up. Is there anyone there to catch it?
It was in the gap, pretty much all the way along the ground to the boundary rope. Off to a good start now.
Catch it.
Great shot. Placement exquisite.
Fine placement and enough timing to get that ball away to the boundary.
A brilliant over for the batting side. Not so for the bowlers. The right armour is coming on to bowl from the south end. That's right out of the middle of the bat.
A good way to push up the run rates. They'll be 50 in no time with shots like that.
They shouldn't get too discouraged with that last ball. The first step as a bowler is to get the batter playing, which they've managed. If they can find the right spot, the reward will eventually come. What great reactions. Brilliant catch close in.
That was a very good knock in the end. I'm sure a few more runs would have been better, but this has indeed been a good innings.
The team will be after a positive innings from this batter. A great opportunity to come in and put some runs on the board.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that.
Catch. Yep.
Found the gap with ease. Wasn't the worst ball you'll see, but it still raced to the rope.
A good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball, and it'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond.
Yep.
Nice shot. Runs possible.
Onto the front foot early, placed it perfectly into the gap. Timed it nicely for 4 more.
The crowd are really getting quite raucous. It's going to be difficult to focus down in the middle with this amount of noise.
Yep.
Quick onto that in the infield. Trouble! Oh, gone!
An innings that promised much and really, in the end, delivered very little. Pretty disappointing all round.
With the fall of that wicket, we have a new batter at the crease. David will be looking to make a strong start to their innings.
Yep.
That shot allows them to get off the mark.
Yep, yep.
Perfect technique and placement.
Good return back from the deep. Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot, good running.
Yep.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Driven off the front foot. Fantastic cricket shot. Probably expected more there.
Catch.
Middle that one. Great timing.
Hit that so hard. Pressed forward, got the body shape right and launched it. One for the textbook.
Yep.
Massive chance.
Oh, good running. It needed to be as well. That's probably a lot closer than they expected.
Wait there.
Needs to be on target.
Well, that could have ended horribly, but very good, fast running between the stumps gets them home.
The end of another over. This time, though, some more fielding changes are coming as the power play finishes.
Catch it.
And with that,
Yep, yep.
5 fielders can now be put outside the circle.
What a lovely shot. Really good timing out of the middle and it raced to the boundary.
David has got the big shot away this over. Now they can focus on playing the next ball on its merits. Right out of the middle.
Just missed the line, not the worst delivery, but that was dispatched with interest. Everyone just watched that in awe.
It's been a great over so far. 2 boundaries from it. Runs coming very easily.
Waiting.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Catch.
That's going a long way. What a shot that is.
That ball has been hit. It's flown into the crowd. To get that much power coming forward on the front foot is ridiculous.
Always difficult to focus after what... happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come.
Hey! Catch it!
In the air, looks to be landing safely.
That went all the way up toward the grandstand for 4, driven away nicely.
Playing all their shots in that over, a very expensive over. Goes up and over for 6. That's the positive option.
That's a brilliantly aggressive shot, gets onto the front foot, and it's flown over the boundary.
Absolutely nailed it.
And that brings up the half century for this batsman.
Well, it's a case of blink and you miss it with this innings. 50 brought up, and what a devastating passage of play it's been.
Very quick out there, managing to stop it and preventing 4 runs. Gone, brilliant in the field.
Starting to get really interesting now. That's the 5th wicket, and a very frustrated person is heading back to the pavilion.
Lots of pressure coming into bat. We'll have to wait, though, to face their first ball.
For the Bengaluru Crowns. Please give them
Oh my, that's just flown off the middle.
That's just silly. The power on that shot is incredible. That's the sort of shot you want to see at a cricket match.
Edged it. Now then, was there a faint edge? And taken. Superb delivery.
They've played the most brilliant innings here, which could well have turned this match around. It's certainly entertained this crowd, who's loved every minute of it.
Yep.
at number 8.
There'll be 1 run here for them.
And with that, they're off the mark.
Are now 154.
Really playing all their shots that over. Really expensive.
Rajasthan Royals.
Archer, the right armour, is coming into the attack from the south end.
Yep.
That's off the middle of the bat.
Didn't need to bother about running with timing like that.
Tried for something a bit different the last ball. The captain shouldn't mind that. If they get it right, they might just get the wicket.
Yep.
Great shot.
It was driven. Driven very well, I might add.
Boundary off the last ball. What's to come off this delivery, I wonder?
Yep.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot and good running.
Yes.
Onto the front foot and punched it nicely. Would have hoped to find the rope. Good footwork behind the stumps, taking it cleanly. No interest, though, from the batter.
Yep.
Times it nicely.
Keeper.
End of the over. The Royal Challengers are 166 for 6.
For 6.
Yes, yes.
They'll get at least 1.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
straight to the fielder.
Yep.
Picks the gap perfectly.
Bowler.
Good running. It needed to be as well. Probably closer than they expected.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Well placed. Should get a single. 6 runs added in the over. The Royal Challengers are 172 for 6. The right-arm medium bowler is coming on to bowl from the south end.
Played that beautifully. Saw the short one, got out the way. There are no more of those in this over.
Yep. Yep.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Yes.
Couldn't have played that any better.
Well, it was hammered away, timed perfectly and placed into the gap.
Don't mind getting hit for runs. What's important is to focus on getting the next ball right.
Yes.
Good shot. It's found the gap.
It was just a little bit too full and it was beautifully timed.
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length is the key.
Yes. Yes.
Really good shot there.
Ballers in.
Gone. Played all around it.
Bowling.
A trudge back to the pavilion. A disappointing display in the end. For someone with such batting skills, this goes down as a fail.
The field will come up now, you'd think. Pressure should definitely be on the new batter, who strides to the middle. They will be looking for another quick wicket.
Wait on. Yep.
And they're away and nicely off the mark.
End of the over. 13 runs coming from it. The Royal Challengers are 185 for 7. Archer back on now.
Yep.
That's great fielding. That ball was flying.
Yep.
There's trouble here.
There was trouble for a moment, but these two were quick enough to avoid the run-out in the end. Archer just needs to continue finding good spots now. Great shorter ball. Well played, though. Didn't flinch and was able to leave the ball comfortably. That's the end of the short stuff for this over.
Ooh. Nice bowling.
I'm not sure what happened with that delivery. Maybe trying to do a slower ball. Just got it all wrong.
Yep.
Thought it got past them, but a fantastic dive to cut it off.
You can't say how important that dive was. Scrambled the run and just made it.
Yep, yep.
Well timed, but there's a fielder out there.
Yes, bowler.
End of the over, 6 off it. The Royal Challengers are 191 for 7.
Great shorter ball, well played though, didn't flinch, was able to leave the ball comfortably, and that's the end of the short stuff for this over.
Yep.
Just a little bit wide, well picked up, and let the ball do all the work really, just to nudge it down towards third.
Yep.
Couldn't have hit that any better. Nicely fielded on the boundary.
Yep.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Yep.
Great shot, great timing.
The fielder could only pick that up off the boundary rope. Punched that away through the covers with exquisite timing.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot.
Yep.
Great shot, at least one on offer.
Yep.
Couldn't get it through the field. A direct hit and this could be gone. 11 runs added there. The Royal Challengers are 202 for 7. Archer from the north end.
Yep. Yep.
Good pickup, big chance. Beaten on the drive.
Nice bowling.
Misses out there on the short and wide one. Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
No shot offered.
Just can't seem to get the ball away. That's the third dot.
Yep. Yes, keeper.
Good return, back from the deep.
4 runs added there. The Royal Challengers are 206 for 7. Sharma has the ball in hand. The captain will be hoping they can tie down one end. Runs have been flowing a little too easily.
Great shorter ball. Well played, though. Didn't flinch and was able to leave the ball comfortably. That's the end of the short stuff for this over.
Yep.
Driven off the front foot. Fantastic cricket shot. Probably expected more there.
Yep, yep.
Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot. Good running.
Yep.
Great shot through the gap.
Oh, good running. It needed to be as well. That's probably a lot closer than they expected.
Yep.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Well, that could have ended horribly, but very good. Fast running between the stumps gets them home.
Yep.
Time that perfectly.
Doesn't even wait to see if the ball's going to do anything. Onto the front foot, punches it away to the boundary.
That's the over. The Royal Challengers are 214 for 7. Going with spin now.
Yep, yep.
Good precision with the throw, back from the deep.
Yep.
What a shot. Lovely on drive. There's no chance of anyone catching that.
Nothing really wrong with the delivery. Got onto the front foot and found the space to get that one to the boundary.
Just need to keep it simple. Line and length, around about off stump, and that'll force the mistake.
Waiting. Yep, yep.
There'll be runs here. Drives and misses
Nice
everything.
bowling.
Beautiful slower delivery. Just hitting air on that one. That was just too good.
Yep.
Good shot. A beauty. Nine runs added there. The Royal Challengers are 223 for 7. A new bowler is coming into the attack.
Yep.
Nice shot. Runs possible. Misses everything.
Nice bowling.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
Nice shot.
That's gone a long, long way. Well and truly into the 20s now and surely looking towards a big score.
Huge shot. That's a massive shot. Just incredible.
Solid partnership, 50 so far. Now it's time to really build a big score.
You can see how good this pitch can be for batting. You want the player coming forward, but it's a tight margin. Only a touch full and put away. Edged. There's a challenge. Not sure what good it'll do. Looks unlikely it'll be overturned.
How close is that? Could be the wicket.
Not the best decision to review that. The umpire has got it spot on.
Yes. At number 10 for the Bangalore Crowns.
Immediately underway with some runs.
End of the over. 14 runs coming from it. The Royal Challengers are 237 for 8. The right-arm medium bowler is coming into the attack from the north end.
Yep. Yep.
That was a solid shot. Driven off the front foot. Fantastic cricket shot. Probably deserved more from it.
Yes.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs. Wow, that's missed the lot.
Bit of a wild delivery. I would have been calling it a wide, but the umpire lets it go.
Yep. Keeper.
Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot and good running. No interest in that one from the batter. Sharma will be wanting to hone in on a better line and length to make them play next time.
End of the over. 4 runs coming from it. The Royal Challengers are 241 for 8. Right out of the middle.
That's a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets onto the front foot and it's flown over the boundary.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come.
Catch. Yep.
Perfectly timed.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that.
Just misses. Must have only been millimetres from hitting leg.
Oh yes, the slow one beats the bat. Didn't pick it out the hand.
Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
And that's the half-century for this batsman.
Really good innings to bring up the half-century. Impressive batting, and they'll want to push on from here.
1 over left in the innings. Archer to bowl it.
Yes.
Massive chance. Brilliant bowling. Having got the edge the previous ball, they now know the areas they need to be hitting. Good bit of timing there.
Managed to get onto the front foot early and just incredible power to loft that one over the boundary.
Nice bowling.
Tried to get the drive away, timed it poorly, lucky to survive.
Yep.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
That was seen so early. The timing was brilliant and that has stayed hit. Fantastic.
Super piece of timing.
That's what you pay the entrance money for. It's flown into the crowd. A brilliant shot off the front foot. No need to move.
Nice bowling.
A good piece of bowling there. A little bit of pace off the delivery, and the batter is all at sea.
Questions will begin to be asked. Should the captain make a change? A big over, that one. Too many loose deliveries. And that's the end of the innings. The Royals have been set a target of 277 runs.
Yeah.
They'll get at least one. There'll be one run here for them.
Did well just to get it down towards third for some runs.
A big opportunity. They've worked hard in recent weeks. They should have the confidence to build an innings and get big runs on the board. Straight to the fielder.
Just threw the shot too early.
Wait.
No runs on that occasion, got into position nicely just too early on the shot, couldn't find a gap.
Yep.
A lovely drive square.
Got their head right in line with the ball, a beautiful strike there down the ground.
Wait. Yep.
Well placed. Should get a single. 6 runs added in the over. The Royals are 6 for none. Hazelwood coming on, obviously hoping the pace will cause some trouble.
Yep.
Exquisitely done on the front foot, a gorgeous looking drive, could have been worth more.
Yep.
Very quick out there, managing to stop it and preventing 4 runs.
Yep.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Wait on. Yeah.
Really good shot there.
Decisive running might have got them to. Looking back at it, I'd say they'd have made it easily, so in the end, poor running.
Yep.
5 runs in that over. The Royals are 11 for none.
Yeah.
Immaculate timing there.
Well bowled, but that's another super shot. Onto the front foot, presented the full face of the bat and got it into the gap and all the way to the rope.
Yep.
Big edge.
Keep up.
Hazelwood did very nicely out there on the boundary. A wonderful delivery to get the edge. They've got to keep hammering away at that spot time and again.
Yeah.
Edge, unplayable.
Keeper.
Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot.
Obviously didn't like the look of that one and just ignored it.
Nicked it. Let's see if they can get the ball up into the slot like before. So crucial to follow up that last delivery and keep the batter under pressure.
Great work behind the stumps. Did well not to let it through.
Yep.
Super shot that.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was no point chasing that.
Yep.
Massive edge. The Royal Challengers found some good rhythm in that over. They'll want to maintain it going forwards.
Wait.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Yeah.
Super shot.
It was wide and suitably dealt with.
Do they go full? Do they go short? A lot to ponder after the boundary.
Waiting.
Short and wide, did well to get some bat on that.
Huge shout. The bowler seems very confident with that one.
It's the wicket they so desperately wanted. They've removed a real threat before they could get going.
Coming to the wicket, they'll be looking to play within the V early and expand as they get settled.
Wait. Bowler. Yep.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Waiting.
Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring. 5 runs added in the over. The Royals are 32 for 1.
Yep, yep. Keeper.
Good throw from the deep, on target.
Beaten on the drive.
I'd say it was the right shot to choose, but it was just timed badly. Just couldn't get the drive away.
Wait. Yep. Wait there.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Didn't hit that well. Very late playing that shot.
Wait.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Yeah.
Thick edge. Some well-targeted bowling in that over. Certainly something to build on. Hazelwood from the north end.
Yep.
Lovely shot. Good seam position, but over-pitched and got what it deserved.
That races away to the boundary. A beautiful shot off the front foot. Just textbook stuff.
Wait there.
Finds the fielder with that shot.
Well, not a great delivery. Got it full. Lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Waiting. Yep. Keeper. Nice bowling.
Well, that's a wild one. Nothing elegant about that shot, just not timing it at all. Poor play.
Yup.
Great shot. At least one on offer. End of the over. 6 runs coming from it. The Royals are 44 for 1. 5 fielders now allowed outside the circle. We've seen good control and spin from this bowler. Looking forward to seeing what they can do here.
The captain's going to change things around in the field.
Drives and misses everything.
Well, they never really got in the right position for the drive for that one. A bit of a loose shot in my reckoning.
Nicely played. Perfect timing.
Nothing really wrong with the delivery. Got onto the front foot and found the space to get that one to the boundary.
Boundary off the last ball. What's to come off this delivery, I wonder?
Wait there.
Couldn't get it through the field.
Maybe they didn't pick it up. Very late on the shot.
Yep. Yeah. Keeper.
Great shot through the gap.
You could see by how it whistled away to the boundary just how sweetly this was timed.
End of the over. 10 off it. The Royals are 54 for 1. Shepherd, the right-arm medium bowler, is coming into the attack from the north end.
The captain making some adjustments to the field here.
Yep.
Good batting, get an opportunity to score and take it.
Keepers. Yep.
Nice shot, runs possible.
Waiting.
Can't get that outside the ring field.
Wait there.
And the chance goes begging.
Just can't seem to get the ball away. That's the third dot.
Yep.
There'll be runs here.
This innings just cut short before it really flourished. It looked like it'd be moving to a big score, but it's not to be.
New batter comes to the crease. Never an easy time to come in after the fall of a wicket. Huge shot. That's a massive shot. Just incredible.
How easy was that? A pickup drive all the way for 6.
Misses everything.
Not a great shot in the end. Practices the shot again. Just need to keep their head down now.
Bold. Disturbs the furniture.
A great innings coming to an end. Brilliant scoring. It was a very entertaining performance, but has to head back to the pavilion.
The right-handed batsman is coming in at number 5.
Wait on.
Timing just a little early on that occasion.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
That's a wild one. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. Poor play.
Yep.
Good shot. It's found the gap.
Really good running from these two batters. Played it safe though and stuck with 3.
End of a really good over. Taking a wicket and really slowing down the scoring rate. David, the spinner, coming into the attack.
Yeah.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
Seems slightly odd not just to take the single that was on offer there.
Yep.
A change to the complexion of this match. Got to get the new batter coming forward early, encouraging them to drive and really attack the stumps.
Really just seemed to have put that one into the slot with the first ball to the new batter. All the same, it's a glorious shot for your first ball.
Confident appeal. Could it be?
Yep.
End of the over. The Royals are 73 for 3.
73 for 3.
Yep.
Just about timed that perfectly. A couple on offer here.
A brilliant throw-in from the deep caps off what was a fabulous piece of fielding.
Yep.
Into the gap. Nice shot. There'll be one run here for them.
Good running, just finding the gap, and that allows for rotation of the strike and keeps the pressure on the bowlers.
Yeah.
They'll get at least one.
Yep.
A real beauty. Just times it so well.
Bowler.
Nicely fielded on the boundary.
Waiting.
Just threw the shot too early.
Rajasthan
Over.
Royals
The Royals are 79 for 3.
Yeah.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
Well, that's a waste of a delivery. Absolutely no trouble getting onto it and dispatching it for 6.
They shouldn't get too discouraged with that last ball. The first step as a bowler is to get the batter playing, which they've managed. If they can find the right spot, the reward will eventually come. It was full enough and shaping like it's going to hit. This is close.
Was there a bat on it? The fielders think there was. This could be trouble. Now, I didn't pick up on anything there. Very close to the bat, though. Didn't have a lot going for it. It's hit them outside the line and will be not out.
A brilliant decision to review. They bat on.
Waiting.
Straight to the fielder.
Yep.
Time that perfectly.
Caressed that nicely through the gap to the boundary.
That last ball isn't something you'd want to see a repeat of. You don't want to be giving easy runs away. Gone right through the defences.
Bowling.
It's another wicket, the 4th now. Sometimes you've just got to accept that you couldn't do anything about a delivery.
With the fall of that wicket, the new batter comes out to the crease. They're quick to take guard and face up.
Waiting.
A little late on that. No runs scored.
10 runs added there. The Royals are 89 for 4. Cuts that off well in the infield. Bowler is confident on this one. The Royal Challengers having a good chat. Don't know if it's worth using a review on it though.
Nothing picked up from the bat. This could spell trouble. How close is that? Could be the wicket.
Not the best decision to review that. The umpire has got it spot on.
Bowler!
Tucked it nicely into the gap. Pick up a single, rotate the strike.
Yep.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Exquisitely done on the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
Yep. Catch it!
That's really high. Don't think anyone is close.
Good precision with the throw. Back from the deep.
Down the wicket. Misses.
Nice bowling.
Well, it's beaten them entirely. The only other thing it could have done was knock over the stumps.
Yep.
The fielder could only pick that up off the boundary rope. Punched that away through the covers with exquisite timing.
The over comes to an end. Not many runs coming from it. Both sides need to inject some life into this game. Big edge. Time to keep the pressure on now. Great last ball to find the edge. It's just a case of finding the same spot. Well placed. Should get a single. Stumping. Oh!
Well, it was an almighty heave coming down the wicket. We might never have found it if they'd connected.
Yep.
Sounded good the moment it hit the bat.
You can't fault the bowling. Sometimes your opponent is just too good. Wonderful front foot shot, and there was absolutely no point in chasing that.
Wait on.
Quick onto that in the infield.
Yep. Keeper.
Decisive running might have gotten two. Looking back at it, I'd say they'd have made it easily. So in the end, poor running.
6 runs added in that over. The Royals are 103 for 4. The left-arm medium bowler is coming into the attack from the south end.
Yep.
Pick that well, and that's on its way to the boundary.
You just can't hit it any better than that. Drilled it. No chance there for the fielders.
It can be very disheartening seeing good deliveries smacked around. Sometimes you just got to accept it and move on.
Wait there.
Out!
Yeah!
Pretty straightforward catch in the end.
Well, at the end of an entertaining performance with the bat, certainly a good wicket to get, the runs were really starting to flow.
Yeah.
Nice way to get off the mark.
Yep.
Beautifully played through the leg side off the back foot.
Too much room given. It came onto the bat really well, and a beautiful shot. That just raced away.
Yep.
There was absolutely a second on then, being a little bit too risk-averse out in the middle. Going with a more defensive field.
Yeah.
Got forward and was able to drive the ball. Lovely shot and good running.
104
End of the over. 11 runs coming from it. The Royals are 114 for 5. Collects that one, simple as you like, inside the ring. Beaten on the drive.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
Yep.
Saw that early. No one's catching that. Great shot.
Well, it was hammered away, timed perfectly and placed into the gap. Going more defensive with the field choice.
Big shout.
Really getting towards the tail enders now. 6th wicket gone. There's not a lot left in this lineup.
118 for 6.
A lot of pressure coming to the crease. Not had the best of weeks leading up to this game and will want to show everyone their strength. Oh, that's a great ball. It's getting to where this is becoming a problem. It's obvious it isn't out, but they appeal anyway.
Wait.
An inexpensive over ends and a wicket coming from it.
118 for 6.
Yep.
Too good. Not sure anyone is going to cut that off.
It was wide and suitably dealt with.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms.
Yep.
Super shot.
Good return there, back from the deep. Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Yep.
Caught. Gone.
Just managed to clasp their hands around that one. Disappointment for the batter, joy for the bowler. Another wicket down, this one without scoring.
Waiting.
Doesn't beat the infield.
Hetzmeyer shakes their head. It was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it.
Yep. Keeper's end.
Really raced between the wickets after it was clipped away nicely behind square.
Yeah.
Great shot. At least one on offer.
Immediately underway with some runs.
Rajasthan Ravens.
Another really good over comes to an end. The batters just haven't been able to cut loose in the last few overs. Going with pace now.
Medium pacer is coming into the attack.
Drives and misses everything.
Not a very smart shot. Got nothing onto it in the end. A change to the field, going very defensive.
The whole team goes up for that one. They feel pretty confident about this.
Waiting.
Perfect technique and placement.
That was a solid shot. Driven off the front foot. Fantastic cricket shot. Probably deserved more from it.
Well bowled.
A reckless heave. This batter is usually a bit more elegant in their stroke play than this. Poor batting.
Yep.
That's gone all the way, right out of the middle.
That was seen so early. The timing was brilliant. And that has stayed hit. Fantastic.
Yep.
They'll push hard, should get back for 2.
That was a solid shot. Really well played. Ball was dropped just a little shorter and a great shot off the back foot.
A great over, and a good chance that's finally swung the match in their favour. It's a long way back now for the batters.
Yeah.
Nice shot, runs possible.
Yep.
2 full, got what it deserved.
Onto the front foot early, placed it perfectly into the gap. Timed it nicely for 4 more.
Yep. Catch.
That has gone very, very high. Might be safe. Misses everything.
Nice bowling.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
Catch it.
Surprised they didn't go for a third. Would have been a very simple run.
Yep.
That's great fielding. That ball was flying.
I, for one, reckon that second run was on, but clearly the batters knew better.
End of the over, 10 runs coming from it. The Royals are 148 for 7. Hazelwood, the pace bowler, coming into the attack. Great shot, but it's not going to beat the fielder.
Yep.
Super piece of timing.
That's just timed brilliantly. He moves closer to 50. It's going to take something special to get the wicket.
Yep. Yep.
Caught. What a position to set there. A brilliant catch.
Another one. 8 wickets gone. You feel it's just a matter of time now. A few decent deliveries could see the end.
Rajasthan Ravens.
Yep.
It mightn't get to the boundary. Should at least get a couple.
Keeper.
Sharma, ready to face their first ball. Really needs to settle quickly and see if they can get the ball into the gaps.
Yep.
There'll be runs here.
That gets things going. Just nice to get settled, start to get your first runs.
11 runs added there.